the next point that I actually completely hate, and I don't know why they did that, we are no longer getting more damage when we are moving while we are bleeding.
Oh my god. I've this is the point that I wanted to be all grumpy.
It's
I
it's
don't
what the
understand.
heck?
Okay, here we go. Here we go on this one. I'll say this because I've been practicing this in the shower. Okay, I practiced this in the shower.
Okay,
Right.
sure.
All I can say based on this is probably what made me go meh. And oh god, it sounds so amateur dramatic when I say this, but with Chronomancer and that ascendancy, with basically you can just I'm being flippant here, but you can just like, oh, I got a big hit. Well, now I'm back to fine again. It's like an instant
Mhm.
health potion, and also with the minus state delayed damage type thing. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, I know Varushta is pretty sexy, and it is very sexy, and it's really good. Once you get to a point, it's really hard to kill. It's only probably a corpse explode that could get you. But I was thinking, oh, that looks like a safe hands build for Chronomaster for casters. If someone's struggling with casters, hey, play this. Now the problem is you said something to me about PoE1 when I did my review where I gave my feedback playing the game that most GGG designs this game round. By the way, this is a hardcore podcast. Um, round softcore trade. So all the mechanics and pretty much
Yeah.
everything. The hardcore community and player base is very niche. We like to think we're big because a lot of streamers do it, but compared to trade and softball and stuff, we're very, very small. So doing stuff specifically for us does not make a business or gaming design sense. I totally get that. But I feel like they're starting to want to use the word dumb this game down, but I got worried about the bleed change because it's all started off with the purple flowers. Now I get that they needed to change that because I ripped some one la 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 purple flower dead instant one shot. You were like, what what can I do? Now people say dodge it. I totally understand that, but there are some situations where you get backed into a corner and two purple flowers pop. So I understand why they nerfed it. I still have PTSD to this day over them, even with chaos inoculation. I still get like, oh shit, I'm dodging those. But I just think for me as a hardcore experience, having bleed aggravated, it made me think. I was thinking, I was like, oh, I got to stop. Oh no, I got something's going to kill me. Now, you're going to hate me saying this. Going back to the no logout thing, you know the reason why I do no logouts is because I want to play a fair game. You're going to hate me saying this. We can aggravate bleed on the monsters, but the monsters now can't aggravate bleed on us.
Yeah, true.
True. So for me, it's not a fair game because I know there's a mechanic in the game that swings to the player's favor and not the monsters. So it actually hits my core ethics here because I'm like, well, it's an easy win. Like, it's on easy mode now because the great thing about the bleed is there's ascendancies like Smith that has the alignment immunity. Now that's devalued that. I mean, obviously, immune to ignite is great and poison, but it's now devalued that ascendancy. It's also devalued a passive where if you the mercenary, if you wear a helm, you can get immune bleed or poison. Well, that's been now devalued. You had a problem to solve in the game. You get a bleed charm, and then you think, oh, do you know, it's now taken the risk out of the game, and I'm very sad about it because irritating I would love to know from GGG why they changed this because if they've changed it for a
Yeah.
reason that I'm thinking, okay, fair enough. I just don't get it. So all I'm going to say, and I'll pass the mic over to you. It's actually shocked me to a core. Sounds over to dramatic because I'm looking at going, I don't know if I want to play this game out like in the hardcore sense, but Bryn Ruthless because if we want a hardcore game, then bring Ruthless in. I just design the game how you do because that's where the money is, softcore and trade and stuff. But I would love to play PoE1 Ruthless, but PoE2 version. Then I'll be off in the sunset. I'll be like, see you guys. I've got to go and play because I just think it's ridiculous. Over to you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's not such a concerning point if it's fair or not. But
No, but
okay.
that's a me
Um,
thing. That's
yeah, for
my
me,
gaming
it's more
experience.
when
Yeah.
I read that, I was like, okay, this must be they are either preparing some kind of balance change in the future, or there's some really big problems for some ascendancy. I don't know, but just thematically, for me, always bleed was it also makes sense, right? Like when you're bleeding and you're moving, you're getting more
Your
damage.
blood pumps
Completely
around.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Your hemorrhage.
Completely makes sense, and
Yeah.
it's an interesting mechanic. Basically, you get a debuff that increases damage if you move. So you have to be careful. If you get the debuff, you either be immune or you have a charm against this
Mm,
or whatever. In PoE1, actually, you always take there are pantheons, and you usually always take the one that you do not get extra damage when you're bleeding because it is so
mm.
dangerous. And for me, it's more a thematical thing. I thought like this doesn't maybe it makes sense from a balance perspective. And then okay,
Balance.
sure, maybe
Well,
I don't know. Like
that's
only
the thing.
GGG knows.
We don't know that.
Only
That's
GGG
yeah.
knows.
We don't
Maybe
know that.
maybe in a year nobody will talk about it and be like, yeah, this was a good change. But when I read this, I was like, but we are fucking bleeding, man. I'm bleeding and I'm moving faster and I'm bleeding more. I'm taking more damage. It was for me this ailment made so much sense in the way it worked that it was actually sad that we as player get buffed. Like,
Yeah.
it's basically a buff for players, right? We get less damage. This
Easy win.
actually it's
Easy.
nice, like, we don't die that much or don't die so
I
fast.
got something less to think about that's going to kill me.
Yeah. But
It's just.
I was sad about this change. I was like, "Come on, we are
I'll be
bleeding. Can
honest
you
with you.
just"
I'm pissed about it because it's just
Yeah,
made hardcore feel less hardcore for me.
yeah. I
It,
always enjoyed that. Bleeding was
yeah.
always a mechanic, like, you get more damage when you
Do you know
move, so
actually
don't move anymore.
bleed is akin of the mists practice mechanic because you know when you get the red and the purple, you have to stop moving or you'll take the or you have to keep running. Bleed
Yeah.
is like training you to actually do like it's like almost like a little mini mechanic training for fighting the boss because Kid and the Mist does that. He has his two either
Yeah,
stop moving
when you have the symbol, you have
exactly.
to stop moving, by the
But you
way,
get
yeah.
the symbol of bleeding as well. So he's looking and go, oh, I got to stop moving. And then, but it added excitement and adrenaline in your combat. Now you're taking it away. I don't know why, but for me, it just felt like, oh, has there been so many complaints? Is there players'
I don't know.
feedback going, oh, don't like this? Oh, it's something for softcore
So
because hardcore, we would think about that, don't we? We think about it and say, right, we have to set aside a resource or problem solving thing because we want to live. If you're softcore, it's like it's an annoyance because it's like, well, we don't want this in the game. We just want to go blasting. Because they have low defenses and they have hardly any, it's like, well, I don't have to. Ah, that's something I have to think about. So is that the type of gaming that we're looking for now? It's like, well, it's no real challenge. We'll take out all the stuff that could kill you, and now you just go and kill bosses.
yeah, maybe it is maybe because so many people playing fob guns, 2000 movement speed characters with no life, and
With
they just insta
yeah,
snap die when they get bleed. You know, like they
but
just
that yeah, but that's my
run
point.
run.
So hence me ranting, saying about bring me ruthless, because it's like for me, hardcore is supposed to be an adventure that I don't know whether I'm going to live or I'm going to die. And that's what I look for hardcore. If you start removing like Chronomancer, that's another little indicator of. I mean, I don't have to play Chronomancer, so that's a choice thing. But a mechanic thing from the monsters in game, that's what I have an issue with because I don't have to play Chronomancer. I can go and play Warrior, whatever it is. But the bleed, I was just like, well, that's one less danger in the world now. So the world is a much
Yeah,
more
sure.
safer place. And is that what us gamers want now, or am I from a different generation that wants a challenging game? Because I am actually really pissed by this because I was just like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right, I'm on my soapbox.
Svelly points out that it works differently in PoE 2. That's true. Bleed bypasses energy shield.
Yeah, that's great.
Um,
So
I think
Energy Shield can't defend
that's
you
fine.
against everything. So it's
Yeah,
chaos
I mean,
damage is
if you're a
twice.
CI, you're immune against bleed, right? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but I maybe that is some of the reason. I would also like to know from GGG why this is needed. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of ascendancy, especially on the right side of the tree, that have low life and play hybrid energy shield evasion that really get
Oh,
punished
what
by
you're
bleed. I
talking
think
about,
that
Infernalist?
no. I don't. I mean on the like monk and hunters and stuff.
Yeah, but
These
Infernalist, you
these
have 25% of your max life removed in the ascendancy for spirit, and
yeah,
so
true,
that's what I'm
true.
saying. So you go down to
But
technically you can go
I
to
mean, you play
25% life.
usually you use the bleed charm, right? And so you're basically
But this
immune
is what I
against this.
mean.
Like
You've got
I
a
don't see this as a problem. Like you have the bleed charm and
exactly.
you like who
You
cares?
you think about it. I need to solve a problem. Either I
Yeah.
solve it with an ascendancy, or I solve it with an item, or I solve it with this, or I solve it through gameplay. Whatever it is, it's now been removed. You don't have to think about it anymore. Easy win.